So here we have an interval distribution. It says the following table contains the weight in kilograms of a sample luggage. Weight from 5 to 65, you have 3 intervals, and you have the frequency. Calculate the mean and the standard deviation. Okay, so according to the list of the formula, when you are looking at a grouped distribution, the mean now is the sum of fx over the sum of f. We can recall from the list of formulas. So once we have sigma, we know we can use Excel. Okay, so here's some working with it. So here we can put fx. Okay, and here now we can choose the formula number 1 or the formula number 2 for variance and standard deviation. Okay, but I'll just use formula number 1. Okay, so we're going to use this formula for the mean, sum of fx over the sum of f, and we're going to use this formula for the variance and the standard deviation. Okay, so let's do the mean first. For the mean, we have to get the midpoint. Oh, yes, we need to get the midpoint. So not fx yet, not fx yet. We have to create another sheet for these values. Okay, that's a new set of values right there. Okay, so we have the lower boundary, the upper boundary, x, fx, right. Okay, so let's increase this in size. Centralize. Okay. Come on, put this in bold. Okay. And increase a little bit. Okay. And here, let's increase, put this in centralize also. So make it a little. Okay. So now here we're going to put the lower boundary, the upper boundary. We're going to calculate x, we're going to calculate fx, and we're going to calculate, let's go to the formula. We're going to calculate where is sigma. Right, here is sigma. We have to calculate f, open bracket. Remember, we have to do all what is to the right of sigma first. So if I'm using this method, we have to calculate f, open bracket, x minus the mean, close bracket, all squared. Okay. Bear that in mind. We have to do all what is to the right of sigma first. F times open bracket x minus the mean all squared. All right, and then we sum. Okay, and we are using this formula for the mean, so we have to get fx and then we sum. All right, and right, I'm also realizing now. Just cut this and paste this there. We have to make provisions for f. Okay, we need f. Almost forgot f. Right, we have to get f. We have to put f. We must put f first to get fx, isn't that so? So the lower boundary, let's come to our data. Right, so our lower boundary here is 5 to 25. Then we have 25 to 45. And then we have 45 to 65, isn't that so? Okay. So with these boundaries now, we can calculate the midpoint. The midpoint is equal to the lower boundary plus the upper boundary, open close bracket, divided by 2. Half of the, between the lower boundary and the upper boundary. And we can just go there and double click, and these are our x's. And our fx now is equal to, our f now, our f's are 12, 15, and 13. These are our f's, look them there, 12, 15, and 13. So now we can get our fx is equal to f, which is in D2, times x, which is in C2. Enter. All right, and then we can go back, double click, and here our fx is, and now we can find the sum of the fx. We go to auto sum, and then bam, this is the sum of the fx. Okay, so we can increase the font of this, okay, and we can adjust the width of this, right? So now we can find our mean now. Mean is equal to all right, we want to find the mean. Come here. Mean is equal to this fx over the sum of f. Oh, I did not find the sum of f, so we have to find the sum of f. We can just drag the sum formula. Okay, it's the sum of fx over the sum of f. So mean is equal to E5 divided by D5. Okay, so that's our mean right here. Okay, so now what we need to find now is the standard deviation, but we have to find the variance first. We have to find equal f times open bracket x minus the mean, which is 35.5, close bracket, all squared, enter. Okay, and we have to find the two orders. Okay, so we can go here, we can double click, all right, and then we find the sum thereof. So now we can find the variance. That's another statistic. So we have just found the mean. Yes. All right. So now we're going to find the variance. Yes, yes, we can. So now we're going to find the variance. Okay, so that goes that applies to the orders also. That applies to the orders. So I'm going to continue the presentation, but what she said there is applied to the orders. Bear in mind we are reviewing. Okay, so let's continue. So the variance now is equal to, all right, we're going to find, this is the numerator, so that's equal to F5 divided by D5. Okay, so that's the variance. And the standard deviation now is the square root of the variance. That's another statistic. Standard deviation equal to, let's adjust this cell. All right, so the standard deviation is the square root of the variance. Okay, so basically here we can just equal SQRT, the square root of the variance, which is in B8, close bracket, enter, and here you have it. These three statistics: the mean, the variance, and the standard deviation. Okay, then we're going to do another presentation for the median.